Getting to the campsite at night is never a good thing, but you know, it's just difficult in the winter with the sun setting so early now. As I was pulling in, the sun was setting and it was like 3:30, 3:45, but yeah, by the time I actually got to this campsite, it was dark, but you know, I still was able to get the trailer set up in the dark. And where I'm camping right now is on BLM land out in the middle of the desert. I'm 2 to 3 miles from the nearest anything. But it's on the BLM land just northwest of Las Vegas. And I'm amazed by just how dead quiet it is outside. It is just completely silent. It's actually really nice. I plan on being here for about a week, just as sort of a stopover point before I continue on east to Indiana to spend the holidays with my parents. You know, I just really wanted to stop at either Las Vegas or near Phoenix, somewhere in the desert, so I could actually experience some warm and dry weather after being in Northeast California in the high desert where it was absolutely frigid. And then before that, I was in the Seattle area for 6 weeks while it was just, you know, rain and cold every single day. It's not warm here particularly because I'm still at about 3,500 feet in elevation, but highs are in the upper 50s. Lows are right at about freezing, but it's still a major improvement. But I'm really excited to be here because there's off-roading trails just everywhere and there's mountains and hills all around. So I think I'm gonna take the four-wheeler out tomorrow and do some adventuring. But for the rest of the night, Sweetie and I, we're just gonna take it easy, get some rest for a big day tomorrow. I don't think it's probably coming through on the camera, but when you pet her in ways that she really likes, she just kind of like grumbles, and that's what she's doing right now. It's really cute. They call it the Roddy Rumbles. It is a gorgeous morning here in Nevada near Las Vegas, and you know, I'm getting really lucky with today, I think, because the forecast said it was going to be overcast, but there's quite a bit of blue in that sky, and you know, having the sun out in the winter in the desert is a huge deal. It can be the difference between the temperatures being really comfortable and them just being really cold. But I'm going with a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich for breakfast this morning. Nice and easy to make, but delicious. You know, since I'm a full-time RVer, I'm always trying to cook my meals in just one skillet or one pot if possible, because you know, I don't have a dishwasher, and so the less dishes that I make, the better. And that also helps me conserve on water too, because you know, living off grid like this, I have a limited amount of water, and so I try to conserve in any small way like that I can. But like I said yesterday, I'm blown away by how dead quiet it is out here. It's just like completely silent. You know, an airplane does go by every now and then, or a jet, because there is an Air Force base just like 4 or 5 miles to my north, but it's not very often. Other than that though, there's just nothing. Dead quiet. And look at what happened to my faucet just after I was done cooking. I just wanted to wash my hands off, and the handle for the cold water just broke off. And I found out that the threads that handle threads onto are completely rounded off also. And so even if I replace the handle, it's still not going, like it won't tighten down. It skips on the threads when I try to tighten it down. And I know that because I took the hot water handle off, tried to thread it onto that side too, and it just kept skipping the threads. So I need to replace the handle and the part that handle threads onto not sure where to get those. There's not a manufacturer anywhere. There's not like a name anywhere on the faucet. And that's pretty much RV living in a nutshell. You know, these things are made so cheaply that stuff's breaking all the time. And so you just gotta be ready to repair anything and everything all the time. Before I rode this thing today, I just wanted to clean the chain up and lubricate it. It hasn't been like a super long time since I've done this, but it's been long enough that, you know, I'm just worried about it with, you know, this being such a dirty, dusty environment. You know, I want the chain to be nice and lubricated before I go on, you know, this longer ride. And it's not like it's hard to do either. You know, keeping the chain clean only takes probably 15 minutes. You know, I've got this nice block I can set the back up on, so I can rotate the wheels around as I clean the chain. And yeah, it's just a little bit of time spent, you know, just to properly maintain this, because the last thing I want to have happen is the chain to break while I'm out, you know, in the middle of nowhere by myself. So, you know, this is something I like to keep up on. Now, I did have to wait for all that water to dry off of the chain before I could spray the lubricant onto it, but thankfully here in the desert, it's so dry that that didn't take any time at all. So today I want to get to the top of Indian Ridge, which is that mountain just behind me. You know, I think I can ride the ATV pretty close to the top, only like 2,000, 3,000 feet from the top, and then I'll have to hike in the rest of the way. I hope. I don't really know for sure. I was looking at Google satellite view and the terrain view to kind of get an idea of what the terrain was like around that ridge line. And yeah, I think I can get pretty close. So that's what I'm gonna do. This may be kind of an overly ambitious goal, a little foolish, but hey, I'm gonna give it a try, see what happens. Well, the clouds did end up coming in. They rolled in pretty good. So yeah, it's definitely overcast out now. A bit colder than I hoped it was gonna be today. So the ride to the ridge line is gonna be quite a bit colder, but you know, I layered up, so I should be okay. And unfortunately, since I'm taking the ATV, that means Sweetie's got to stay behind. So yeah, I think she's gonna be okay because she's pretty tired from the travel days that we had. It took 2 days to get here to the Vegas area, so she's pretty tired from that. So, you know, she's just gonna hang out at home and sleep while I'm gone, and when I get back, we'll hang out. Well, I got as far up onto the ridge as the Yamaha Raptor would go, and honestly, I think I took it a little further in than I should have, pushed it a little further than Yamaha ever really meant. That ATV is just not a rock crawler. You know, it's made for trails, like a forest road or something is where it shines the most. But, you know, with a decent amount of clutch work, you can crawl up over rocks too, and I've got larger tires on it than our factory, and they're aired down to like 3 psi, so they really wrap around rocks pretty well, and I've got better ground clearance because of those tires too. But you know, I made it into the wash that like kind of leads up into her onto that ridgeline. So yeah, just gotta go on foot the rest of the way there. I was able to make it to the top of the Indian Ridge, and I'm super happy about that because, I mean, this isn't like an actual trail. I just saw these mountains from my campsite and was like, you know what, I want to get up there. And so, yeah, really glad I had the ATV also because I wouldn't have been able to do this hike without it. The distance I would have had to walk to get up here would have just been insane. And while it was definitely difficult to get up here, it was quite a scramble through that mountain wash. It honestly wasn't as difficult as I thought it was gonna be, which was really awesome. And I did start getting really hot during the hike, so I had to take my sweatshirt off, but now that I'm on the ridgeline and there's a little bit of wind going, it's quite a bit colder. And you can actually see the truck and trailer from this ridge line. It's way down there. It looks teeny tiny from way up here. I'm about 1,500 feet in elevation higher, somewhere between 15 and 2,000 feet. And yeah, it just looks teeny tiny, but you can definitely see it. And I don't know, that's just really cool. I know Sweetie's in there waiting for me too. It's been, 2, maybe 3 hours since I left. And so the sun is, starting to set. I only have about an hour of daylight left. And so, I only had enough time to, fly the drone, get some drone shots, get some other footage, and yeah, now I basically have to head back before I lose all my daylight and it gets freezing cold. I'm cooking ground beef burritos for dinner tonight, and oh man, I'm super excited. This is one of my favorite recipes. I cook one big meal and then I have leftovers for the next 2, 3, sometimes maybe even 4 days. And I make my own taco seasoning. I just use salt, pepper, chili powder, ground cumin, and onion powder, and I don't have any measurements really. I just kind of eyeball it. I just dump it all into the ground beef in the skillet until, while mixing it, the beef takes on that, really dark red color from the chili powder, and that cumin smell just really comes through. I've just cooked this so many times that I just know how much to put in. Oh, I'm excited for this, guys. Man, look at that. That's beautiful. I'm so hungry after that long hike, too. I made sure to toss some bell peppers over to Sweetie, too. And whenever I'm cooking, I always, toss some veggies her way, if they're healthy for dogs. And so, yeah, like bell peppers, zucchini, squash, I'll just toss them to her, give her a little treat too, get some veggies in her diet. She's super cute and I love her so much. So I just want her to have, some variety in what she gets to eat also. But that's pretty much it for this video. I had a lot of fun filming this one, and so I really hope you guys enjoyed watching it too. I plan on being in this spot for about a week, and so I'm gonna film another video heading up into the Spring Mountains, just west of Vegas, or northwest, I guess. Head on up into those mountains. I could see that there was some snow up on the peaks, so I don't think there's going to be much snow down in the valleys, but it's like 7,000 feet elevation, a lot higher than what we were at today. And so yeah, I'm really looking forward to a hike there. But yeah, once I'm done with dinner here, I'm pretty much just gonna go to bed. It's almost 8 o'clock now, and yeah, with filming and then cooking when I got back, yeah, that just wiped out my entire afternoon and evening. So yeah, I'm pretty tired. And yeah, just gonna eat this delicious meal and then go to bed. But again, my name's David. This is Fate Unbound. If you enjoyed the video, then please consider subscribing. And if you've got a friend that enjoys this kind of content too, go ahead and share it with them. It'd really help me out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.